Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. Out of the NBA, the Trailblazers have acquired Jerami Grant from the Pistons. That's according to an ESPN report. Detroit will receive a 2025 first-round pick from Milwaukee in the deal. The deal also includes a 2022 second-round pick swap, moving the Pistons up to some 10 spots. Grant averaged just under 21 points, 4.5 rebounds per game across 2 seasons in Detroit. Here's a look at the trade details. Again, a second-round pick swap this year. NBA draft is tomorrow night from Brooklyn. But the deal here is also sending Jerami Grant to Portland, and it's going to free up some money for Detroit. They're going to have more than $40 million in salary cap space come free agency at the end of the month, which is really important for them. Detroit has the number 5 pick in the NBA draft tomorrow night. Trailblazers have the number 7 overall pick. All right, let's get some instant analysis. Welcome to CBS Sports NBA writer Colin Ward-Henninger. Colin, what is this deal? What does this trade mean for both sides, starting with the Pistons?
Yeah, for the Pistons, a lot of people are saying this doesn't seem like a lot for Jerami Grant. There were some reports last trade deadline that they could have gotten a better first, maybe a quality player. They really just gave him up for what, could be a pretty low pick in the draft. Milwaukee's probably going to be pretty good still with Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2025. So you're looking at a pick in the mid to low 20s. But really what this did, as you mentioned, it freed up cap space, which makes you think that Detroit has plans of going after a big free agent, one of which is DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. He's a restricted free agent. This means that Detroit could be able to throw a max offer sheet at him. And as we know, Ayton and the Suns haven't had the best relationship because they didn't offer him that extension last year. So there's a possibility that Detroit could be looking at Ayton. From Portland's perspective, you're getting a quality player to put next to Damian Lillard. That roster was really gutted when they bottomed out at the end of last season after trading C.J. McCollum. Now you're looking at Anthony Simons, a nice promising young player next to Damian Lillard. And now Jerami Grant, who can score, he can defend, do a little bit of everything. It looks like they're starting to put the pieces together to try to put a contender around Damian Lillard, because he's already mentioned that that's his number 1 priority is winning. And the Portland roster, as it was constructed before this trade, was not a winning roster. So we'll see what they continue to do to continue to help Lillard stay in Portland.
Colin, how might this impact their draft day plans, both Detroit and Portland?
Yeah, for Detroit, with number 5 now, if they have some plan, if they have some inside knowledge that they are going to be a contender for Ayton, you're looking at your center, you got Cade Cunningham in your lead guard. Then, with that number 5 pick, you could take a guy like Keegan Murray or Ben Mathurin, somebody who could fit in on the wing there. I think that would make a lot of sense. And for Portland, there's a lot more questions, right? Do you draft somebody with the number 7 pick that you think can help you immediately, or do you continue to look for options to trade that pick in order to get some win now help? I think the latter is probably the more likely scenario, just because in that number 7 range, I don't see a player who can really come in and make this Portland team a contender in a very, very difficult Western Conference that's going to have the Nuggets coming back healthy. It's going to have the Clippers coming back healthy, and all the teams that we've seen in the playoffs just getting better. So for Portland, I think what they do with that number 7 pick is going to be really important to their future. So I'm going to be curious to see how the trade rumor mill starts to swirl heading into tomorrow night's draft.
Yeah, is there a scenario that you could see Damian Lillard get traded, get dealt on draft night?
I don't think on draft night. I think this move in particular, bringing in Jerami Grant, is enough of a signal to him that, hey, we have a plan in place. We have a way to go to contention. I think I was getting a little bit worried heading into the draft because they hadn't done anything with that number 7 pick yet. And the options are kind of limited in terms of players who are on the trade block that could make an impact. So I think Jerami Grant is a good start. I think that prevents any sort of, Lillard trade demand. He said over and over since last summer when those trade rumors started swirling, he's continued to say, I want to be in Portland. I want to be in Portland. But the caveat has always been we need to be at least in contention to win. So I think Jerami Grant is kind of the first step in saying, hey, look, we're going to take care of you. We're going to be good next year. But like I said, they need to continue to make moves to try to put pieces around him. And I think that starts with the number 7 pick. But as of now, I think Lillard is probably safe to not be traded, at least at this point.
Well, you've certainly piqued my interest if I'm a Detroit Pistons fan. If this frees up some space here for them to make a run at DeAndre Ayton, and you put DeAndre Ayton and Cade Cunningham together, that makes them an interesting team going into next season. Colin, appreciate the perspective here on CBS Sports HQ. Again, Trailblazers have acquired Jerami Grant from the Pistons. Detroit will receive a 2025 first-round pick. That's coming via Milwaukee. The deal also includes a 2022 second-round pick swap, with the Pistons moving up 10 spots.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.